what I'm talking about. Yeah, I went to a dear friend of mine. She actually coaches with me every once in a while, but she's Trinidadian, so I went to her family's house, and like she talking about something. It's gonna be a couple people, maybe 8 or 9 people. Since we got there, it was like 35 chairs, bodies were moving around, food was all over the place, all over the tables and counters. I said, "Oh my goodness gracious!" But it's been a minute since I've had a family function because I'm down here in Florida with no family. So
Mhm.
I was very thankful for that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This is a way for us to get the conversation started for people who look like us, for who relate to us, to get them to want to buy into volleyball, but not just buy into volleyball, buy into us, people who look like them, to instill greatness in them, but also pull it out of them because they have greatness in them already. They may not know it, but just to give them another avenue for opportunities. So first thing I will start off with is congratulations with your finish so
Thank
far.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How does it feel? Because this is your first year as head
Third.
coach, third
I,
year. I'm sorry. Okay, okay. I'm gonna your school need to update they I said, hold up now, because I was confused. I was like, wait, did they count COVID or did they not count COVID? Because,
yeah. Well,
but you did it regardless.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
how did that go? How does that feel?
For this to be my third year, I won three consecutive Eastern Division championships,
Hmm.
and then this is our first time since 2015 that we've actually been in the championship game, back
Okay.
in the championship game. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yes,
felt
that's what I'm
pretty
talking
good.
about.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling. Now, are the kids, are your athletes, are they mostly on the younger side? Are they like the veteran group? You got a bunch of upperclassmen, or is it a good mix between?
Mm, no, I had six freshmen this year, and five of them were starters.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay. All
yeah.
right. Okay,
I
so
mean,
we rolling
I
with
had
this group for a minute.
yeah, I had three seniors, but one can actually come back. So really had
Okay.
two seniors and two juniors, three sophomore, and the rest freshmen. So
Okay, that's good. So you got a lot to work with then coming up in the next few
hmm
years. That's
yeah,
what's up. For me, I was doing my little digging and my little research, and I saw, much like I feel like our generation and generation before us, like I feel like we were all into sports. Like if you did a sport, you were into everything: basketball, soccer, football, track, field. So I saw that somebody was up in softball and up here cracking softballs and winning awards and accolades. Can you just talk about a little bit of that dynamic of being a multi-sport athlete and then nowadays really focusing in on just, I guess, positions for volleyball and just volleyball? Because I feel like you don't hear too many athletes going and doing multiple sports, just mainly focus in on one avenue.
so I'm from a small town in Florida,
Hmm.
and there really wasn't much to do but play sports. So
Yeah.
I kind of went from basketball, well, volleyball to basketball to softball.
Okay.
And so when I graduated high school, I went for a softball scholarship at St. Petersburg College.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, and so whenever I came up here to try out for softball, I was
Hmm.
like, okay. I mean, I played volleyball. I hadn't played since high school, which was only 2 years. So I just tried
Yeah.
out, and I ended up, making the team. So I played volleyball and softball here
Hmm.
for 2 years, and um, I loved it. I mean, I didn't have an off
Yes.
season, but I loved it. It was no different from kind of like high school, so I was kind of used to it.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know, like, and then like whenever I stopped um, playing, I coached volleyball and
Hmm.
softball
Okay.
as well until our schools consolidated and
Hmm.
our the junior college here in the Albany State, they became one, so they got
Okay.
different softball coaches. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, so it was kind of like, oh man, like what am I gonna do? Like I have to stay busy. Yeah, like I'm so used to doing both of these sports.
Hmm.
So, but I mean, it was a change. It was different, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, you do what you love. I'm the same way as you. I can relate to it because it was like if you're not in football, you in track and field. If you ain't in track and field,
Mhm.
like my mom said, your butt got to be doing something because
Right.
otherwise you get into
Yeah.
trouble. And trouble is what I would get into. So I understand that one. So you went through Albany State
Mhm.
for your collegiate career.
Yeah.
How in the world has it changed? Because I know there's been some changes, both institution wise, both volleyball wise, and just culture as a general.
Um, Coming up through this school, well, this university,
Hmm.
um, especially like being an athlete,
Hmm.
like the generations of like athletes has changed.
Yes.
Definitely, you got to kind of cater to them more. I would
Hmm.
say, um, a lot of I can't really speak on like my kids, my current kids. My current
Hmm.
kids are different. They're kind of like how I used to be and how my teams were that I played on. But
Okay.
it's like in between there is like I don't know, they're just different. It's like you gotta kind of like push the dog out of them. Like
Hmm.
they really didn't have that dog and that fight that I needed, in
Hmm.
um some kind of like the pressure got to them. Um,
Okay.
some of my current kids this year, like the pressure really did get to them, a little
Hmm.
stressed out.
Okay.
Um, but I tried to, keep them in tune and like this shouldn't be stress. This should be
Yeah.
fun. This is something that you love to do. So, I mean,
Hmm.
don't stress about it. Just kind of just do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
volleyball
That's what.
has changed. It's changed. Like our conference as a whole, the SIC, it has changed for the better. Like
Okay.
I guess the competition has gotten better.
Hmm.
Um, it used to be kind of where it was like two or three schools were good, and
Okay.
then it was like boring a little bit. Um,
Okay. Yeah. 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 I get it.
Now you got to play, and you have to
Yes.
recruit heavily every year, so that makes it more fun
Hmm.
as well.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because we spoke about that on the last episode on when I spoke to Coach Powell and Coach Rose, and they were comparing. I was telling them like, look, when I was going through sports, which wasn't that long ago, I'm talking about something when back when I was a kid. I'm like, I'm 31. It was like a couple years ago, but but it was like when coach told you to do something, you did it. Like you just committed. You gave everything you could. You
Right.
sweat, you cried, you bled. But they were saying that in this generation, Gen Z, it's like it's almost like you have to ask them the questions. They want to be involved
Mhm.
in the solution and they
Yeah.
know what it
Yeah.
is that needs to be done. They just need time to work it out. Just give them the space to, as a team, work it out, come up with solutions. And so
Mhm.
um, I'm seeing that now with me coaching my little developmental kids out here in South Florida. And, I was telling them, like, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I'm expecting them to be like, okay, coach, like, we're going to run for the balls. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And they sitting there looking at me like, and who are you? And what food do you provide for me on my table? So I have to, was like, it was like, oh, okay, these little kids, I don't want to say they don't want to listen, but it's like I'm not connecting with them. But it wasn't until I started asking them questions, and you can see the little gears turning. And it was like, okay, okay, once they're part of the solution and they can see that, okay, yeah, I'm better than what I was when I started. I mean, they got your full trust at that point.
Yeah.
So, and I'm assuming that's what you're going through too, especially having so many young kids. And I mean, they babies, they fresh out of high school, they don't know nothing. They think
Right.
they do, but they don't know nothing.
They think they know more than you.
Okay, look, they shoot, especially these. I was talking to them, these club kids. Let me tell you something. There's something difference between 11 years of age and then when them little girls get and them little boys get to about 16, 17, 18. Where attitudes start developing and they start getting a little confidence and you start smelling themselves, as my grandmama would say.
Yeah.
So, but it's good that it's leveling out though, because that means that the competition is getting better. The quality of athletes is getting better. Out of all them sports that you done, softball, basketball, track and not track and field, that's me. Volleyball. Like which one would you if you could go back, you would do it all again? Volleyball
Um,
included. You would do volleyball?
I would do them all.
Or do them all? You like me, give it all to me.
Yeah, I would do it all again. I would definitely do it
Yes.
all again.
Any
I think I
specific
had the
reason?
most. I would say volleyball. I think I had the most success. I mean, I was kind of successful in them all, but
Hmm.
um,
Not counting. Well, obviously not counting like the coaching career, the
yeah, not
professional career
counting
of it
that.
all.
Yeah,
Okay, I was like, that's why it was so hard for me to ask the question. I'm like, dang, it's gonna be volleyball because she a volleyball coach. But what was the moment where you were like, I'm going to commit to volleyball? Because you had other options now. You could have went a couple different ways. So what was the moment where you were like, okay, yeah, this is it for me.
really, like when I just got the opportunity because I've
Hmm.
known that I wanted to be a head coach
Okay.
since sixth grade. Like I knew I wanted to be a coach. I didn't know
Okay.
which sport I wanted to coach, but I knew
Hmm.
I wanted to be a coach. So, like once I finished playing volleyball, which I know once I finished playing softball, I got done with softball first.
Hmm.
So I finished playing that, and then my coach, asked me to join as a student assistant. So I did softball, and then once I was done with volleyball, he asked me if I wanted to join volleyball. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just did both, and then when we got new administration, he was actually coaching three sports. He was coaching basketball, volleyball, and softball.
Mm.
And they no longer wanted him to coach all those sports, of course. And
Hmm.
so the new administration gave me the opportunity.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
that's how I
And then
ended
you
up
said
doing
the rest is history. Like,
it.
like, do you see yourself in your athletes right now? Like the group that you have, is this the group that because they're now all younger and you out here making some noise as you said. So
Mhm.
is this group what's different about this group that may be different about other groups that you have coached in the past?
This group is different. Like I felt like on paper,
Hmm.
like I knew individually like what they would bring to the table. So I'm like,
Okay. That's okay.
I
So
have
they
a
all
yeah, I
oh go
might
ahead, I'm
have
sorry.
something going here. And then when they all came in, like everyone was in shape. I didn't
Hmm.
really have to get them in shape. And
Ooh,
yeah, so and
praise. Like
yeah, like at that point, I'm like, okay, mentally, these kids might be where I need them to be because well, this is the first time since I've been coaching that I didn't have to spend like a whole month trying to get you in shape. Like they all came in shape. They all came in like prepared and skill level was there, so it wasn't really much I had to do.
Okay.
And like they bought into what me and my assistant needed them to do.
Okay.
They put in extra work and they put in the time that we needed them to put in. If they needed to do something extra, if they were lacking on something, they would, get in the
Yeah.
gym and even like there were good kids off the court,
Okay.
which made them better on the court.
Yes.
So, yeah, they
Absolutely.
pretty good group of girls all
Really.
around. Yeah, yeah.
What would you tell like a kid who is wanting to be in that position to be coached by a Coach Graham or anybody at a HBCU or anywhere, to be honest, and take their talent to the next level? Obviously, it's nice if you could stay in shape. It is nice if you could stay active. We'll say stay active. But what would you tell them beyond that?
Um, really disciplined.
Hmm.
You definitely got to be disciplined. To not go left when you know you
Hmm.
should be going right.
Yes.
Like your time management has to be A1.
Hmm.
Um, definitely students first because without those grades you can't get to where you need to be anyways.
Hello.
Um, patience,
Mm.
patience. Definitely have to be patient because I was an assistant for 10 years
Okay.
before I got, my shot.
Hmm.
So, I mean, you definitely got to wait your time. Some might come sooner than others, but if
Hmm.
that's what you want to do, then, I mean, when your time comes and it's your time to shine, then that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you
So
got
I
to be
waited.
ready.
Yeah, I waited and I took in everything from my head coach.
Hmm.
And I mean, he definitely prepared me to be
That's good.
in the position I am in today.
Hmm.
And so I'm forever grateful for him. He's still here coaching basketball. So
Okay.
if at any point, like, I need some advice or, you know, feeling a little nervous about something, I'm going to go to him. I'm definitely
Yes.
going to him. Yeah, it's good to
And
still
that's,
have him around.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's good to still have that camaraderie and
Hmm.
still have that relationship with somebody
Yeah,
on a mentor level, but also just emotionally. I know we're talking about mental health. That's like the big thing to talk about right now. So it's good that you have that escape and that just little pocket that you can go and exist in and just step away for a little bit and just kind of get recentered or ask for advice or just run information by somebody.
yeah.
So that's good for you because as we know, it all starts from the top and it just runs all the way down.
All right,
So
right.
if you in chaos, the kids gonna be in chaos. We don't need that.
Uh-uh. I say these girls are, it's another reason why they're different from any other team. They all got along before we even did any kind of team bonding or anything.
Okay.
Um, they were never like cliquish. It was just everybody always together. So, okay. I'm
Okay.
like, well, maybe when the games, start and then people start playing more than others, it might
Uh-huh.
change, but it really didn't.
Okay.
Um, but one thing that I do, um, I bring them like to my home,
Hmm.
and we sit around in a circle, and then I ask like a series of questions. There are questions that like make you think,
Hmm.
and it kind of um, put in perspective how someone else thinks about things, and um, kind of really helps you understand why they are the way that they are.
Hmm.
Um, and just really how to deal with them, what type of person you're kind of dealing with. But none of them really had, like, you might have one or two that have terrible attitudes,
Hmm.
but I might have had like one
Okay.
with attitude out of 13.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
We'll take our win on that one.
yeah. So I sit around, we ask a series of questions like that to
Okay.
everyone, and then I started off so that they
Hmm.
can feel comfortable enough to actually, answer the questions without any judgment or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, that really does help. Like every time I do it, it's like they're like, okay, Coach G, like I like that. I like that.
Okay.
So it makes them, kind of understand each other better.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, and piggybacking again, like it's that it starts from the top. So whatever culture that you are, whatever space you create for them
Mhm.
to buy into it, for them
Yeah.
to not only buy into it, but then to flourish and grow and thrive in that space. Because you can't, I mean, you can provide them with the tools, but at the end of the day, they got to pick them up. They
Oh yeah.
have to do the work. And as much as I'm sure you would love to be on a volleyball court and just say, look, little libero, come on now. Let me put them libero skills to use real quick and go on and slide through there.
And
You
do.
can. You're
I
right.
do.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do. Like I sometimes I didn't play as much as I usually do because I had enough,
Hmm.
athletes or whatever, but I will. I'll get out there and I'll show them like, oh, I still got it.
Okay.
I
Bad man pajama.
I still got it. And like the
Yeah.
first time, like the new kids will see me out there playing, they're like, oh my God, do you
Little hair
still play
flip.
that? Like, no, I just do this. I
You're
say
right.
y'all would never. See, I always tell them like anytime I play, y'all would never beat my team.
Yes.
Never
You,
beat my
you
team.
said you could try. We
Uh
welcome
huh.
the attempt, but
Yeah. Hmm.
I just want
I have to show them because I'm like, you see you see me. I'm not the 2004 Verniece.
Hmm.
I am the 2021 Coach G with two kids.
Yes.
Hey, if I can do it, you can do it. So there's
Hmm.
no excuse. So yeah.
Yes. And then you were outside and libero?
Yep.
Okay. So
Hmm.
you was getting everything. You- I'm
Yeah.
like, so she
Yeah.
was getting all the out of system balls and she was just gobbling up hits, digs, passes. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
you was
started
doing it
off.
all.
I started off playing outside, and then I tore my meniscus.
Mm,
So then I ended up playing libero. But I
okay.
played every position
Mm,
on the volleyball team. Every single one.
everyone.
Throughout my career, I played every position,
Dang.
even middle. I played middle and high school.
Really?
Yeah, in high school I did.
Well, well, this is what I tell. Now I don't know why I said really because I feel like middle. I feel like if you're just an athlete, if you are athletic, you can play middle.
Yeah.
You could do some damage on that. You may not be Faluke or Haley Washington and just going up and roofing, but you could still do some damage. I mean, at the end of the day, you're still a middle blocker, so you're defensive. So you can do a lot of things on defense now.
I'm only 5'5".
You're 5'5". You're not 5'5".
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. I don't. You know, no, you no.
Yes, I
Now, were
am.
you going to tell me that, or were you not going to tell me that? You're not
Yeah.
5'5". Playing
Yes,
middle.
mhm, I did.
Oh, Okay. I feel like so. Have you ever had some kids, some of your athletes try you because you 5'5" on that court? Like she don't know what she talking about.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah.
And I'm and I know it's a couple that popped in your mind just now.
Mhm. Yeah.
So now we don't want to stay stagnant. We don't want to stay the same.
Right.
So what do you have planned to take them to the next level, to take them beyond what they even believe that they can even be at?
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, they started to believe at the end of the season that they were just as good as I was trying to get them to see. So
Hmm.
then like, we get it. Like, we kind of get it. But I still got to get them to that space and
Hmm.
make them believe that no matter what team is playing on the other side of the court,
Hmm.
you all playing the same game.
Yep.
You all playing the same game. You have one ball that you gotta want to spike
Hmm.
over this net. So um, we have Spring Hill that's in our conference, and they
Okay.
kind of dominate volleyball um,
Hmm.
right now in our conference. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do: get over that hump and getting back to being SIAC champions.
Yes.
Um, my school, Albany State, won 9 championships in a row,
Mm.
and then
Mm.
haven't won since 2009.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to get back there. So the Eastern Division Championship, they're cool. You know, that's
Hmm.
good.
You,
Um,
you said they cool.
yeah, they cool. I'm glad of that.
Hmm.
So I've gotten back to the championship. That's cool as
Yeah.
well. But I'm trying to win it.
Yes.
So I'm trying to win it, and then by playing um like a lot of regional schools, it's
Hmm.
better competition. So that gets us ready um, for Spring Hill and any team after conference.
Okay.
So I'm gonna continue to, try to push them and instill in them and make them believe that they
Hmm.
are that good. They are as good as anyone else.
Yes.
And as a team, they're as good as any other team they step on the floor with. And continue to play the better schools.
Hmm.
Um, if we get beat, it's always going to be a learning experience. So I try to see
Absolutely.
every loss as a lesson instead of just
Hmm.
try to just down and do it. But yeah,
But I thank you so much, and I'm gonna go
thank
ahead and get up
you.
off of here. No, anytime, anytime. I'm always down to have a little chit chat. Anytime I get to get away from the emails and the nitty gritty,
Mhm.
I'm all for it. So I'm gonna head on to work now, and I gotta look at the time. Look, I get there when I get there. But I will see you. I will see you soon. I'll talk to you very soon.
All right,
Thank you, Coach Graham.
no problem.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.